Yes, a lot of money to me, a lot of money, I'm sure, to you. But in the context of the NFL, where Dak Prescott's making 60, where Trevor Lawrence is making 55, Tua 52, Jordan Love 53, it's just not that much money for a quarterback that's been 46. To 2 NFC Championship games. Exactly right. Kyler Murray, 46. Chase, you're the quarterback at the desk. Do you believe Brock Purdy should feel disrespected by 45?
No, not at all. Look, this is going to play out publicly, and this is how negotiations go with teams. Hey, we think you're worth this. Who knows? He might have asked for a disrespectful amount to start as well. And so now somebody's leaking, oh, well, we starting off for 40. You know what I mean? So, like, we've seen this play out all the time. I don't think it should be a vision to, like, oh, Brock Purdy's not going to be the quarterback. I believe that Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch really want him to be the quarterback. He has taken them to 2 NFC Championship games and a Super Bowl and played well with good people around him. Okay, so let's just do the math here, because for me, the 49ers, if they were to offer a $45 million a year deal, say over a 3-year span, Acho, that comes out to around $135 million. Okay, Brock Purdy's current deal, $5 million a year, right now. He's making $5 million this year.
Bet. I'm like, he ain't making 5 a year.
$5 million this year. If they were to tag him, you have $41 million in 26. Then they could tag him again, which we hate the double tag, and you could be paying him $51 in 2027. All I'm saying is San Francisco has leverage, because you could pay him at $45 million a year, you get $135 million, okay? And then San Francisco, if they do end up, hey, saying, let's play on this year deal, and then tagging him in the next 2 years, it's $97 million. So really all the leverage, in my opinion, is with San Francisco, because they could say, hey, we don't even want to do this deal, and we have you in our building for 3 more years at $97 million a year. So they're thinking by offering, hey, $135 million is better than 97. So it's a leverage game. I think they probably want Brock Purdy as their guy. They don't want to have to get to this. I would foresee, and I've heard around the league, that this deal will probably come into the range of the Trevor Lawrences of the world. And I think that's probably where it belongs, because the cap is going up. In a couple years, this is going to look like a bargain. That's 20% of the cap this next year at $55 million.
To me, the whole thing is disrespectful.
You see this all the time,
number one, it's disrespectful because you know about back pay. Payment rendered because you didn't render payment for services that I previously gave you.
Mr. Irrelevant.
Brock took him to the Super Bowl for $800,000.
Yeah.
He took him to an NFC Championship game for $800,000. So you owe me for what I did for you back then when I took you to a Super Bowl for $800,000. And now you want to offer me $45 million? That Super Bowl I took you to, you ain't even paid me for that.
Helped you.
Helped take you to, but you ain't even paid me for that. Furthermore, when I look about all these other quarterbacks, Brock Purdy has done just as much, if not more, as the quarterbacks when they got paid. Jordan Love, he's done more than Jordan Love. Trevor Lawrence, more than Trevor Lawrence. Tua Tagovailoa, more than Tua. Jared Goff, just as much as Goff. Justin Herbert, more than Herbert. Lamar Jackson, team success, more than Lamar Jackson. Obviously, Lamar, 2 MVPs. Jalen Hurts, at the time in which Jalen Hurts had gotten paid, just as much as Jalen Hurts. Kyler Murray, more than Kyler Murray. Everybody on this list, at the time in which they got paid, Brock Purdy had done just as much, if not more than them, 2 NFC Championship game appearances and 1 Super Bowl appearance. So how in the world can you start with an offer below all of them, keeping in mind that Brock Purdy's starting offer, you didn't hear about starting offers below that for Joe Burrow and for Jordan Love and for Trevor Lawrence and for Tua and for Goff. The only person who really on this list had to beg for their bread was Lamar Jackson. Herbert ain't begged for his bread. Kyler ain't begged for his bread. All he did was delete social media pictures. Jordan Love ain't begged for his bread. Joe Burrow ain't even talk about none. He just got paid. Hurts ain't begged for his bread. Trevor, too, ain't really begged for their bread.
Look, you don't pay for what you did. That, unfortunately, that's just how it works in the NFL. You pay for what you're going to do.
Or both. Both are true.
Listen. You're going to pay for what you're going to do, because what you did is what you did. We got you at Mr. Irrelevant. We helped make you who you are in this franchise. Bottom line, okay? Second of all, when you look at the quarterbacks that make all that money, we're saying this is the starting offer. It's the first offer. Of course, Brock Purdy, for all we know, and I have no idea, he could have asked for 65.
Good.
As he should.
As he should.
Exactly. We don't know that, but I'm saying, like, just if he did, that's sort of disrespectful for me, too. So that's how it, you know this, Acho.
But here's my
it's
thing.
not, look, it's just,
Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead,
it's
Jay.
not
Go ahead,
disrespectful
Jay. Go
for
ahead,
me
Jay.
for you to start somewhere. It might be disrespectful, and it will be disrespectful if you end up there. This is part of negotiations.
You know what's crazy is, man, when we talk Brock Purdy and we talk some of these quarterbacks that, you know, we feel like is kind of average and got a really good team around them.
You think he's average?
I'm just saying good players, you know, but really good teams around him. A lot of, you know, that's why we feel like he's having a lot of success, because we don't think he takes, like, the Raiders to the Super Bowl.
We haven't seen it.
You know what I'm saying? It's because we ain't seen that. So, really good team around him. But it's crazy because sitting up here listening to both you guys talk, I feel bad right now. And I think it is disrespectful. Because a lot of these times I've been sitting up here and I've been thinking about it from a organization perspective. This is disrespectful to the player. If I am Brock Purdy and I have took you to the NFC Championship and a Super Bowl, and I've played at a really high level, and I really played the best football in the Super Bowl.
That is true.
And all your veterans and all these all-pro players you got, I played the best. If we win that game, I'm the MVP.
True.
And for you to come and say the first offer is $45 million, and Trevor Lawrence got 55, and Tua got 53, and Kyler got 46, that is disrespectful to the player. I'm putting myself in Brock Purdy's shoes. Even if I come in there and say, hey, man, I want 60, for you to counter me
45
and say $45 million, that is so disrespectful to the player. Like, if I was Brock Purdy agent, if we walk in the door and you don't start with 55, I'm not even responding.
Correct.
Because that is disrespectful.
Here's the problem.
As the player,
here's the
we
problem.
know Brock Purdy might not mean $60 million to the 49ers. We know that. But Brock Purdy and his team don't know that. And with what these quarterbacks has gotten, if we ain't starting with 55, anything other than that is disrespectful
guess
to the
what?
player.
Guess what? If you're not talking and your agent doesn't respond, you're going to get $97 million for the next 3 years. You could potentially get $135 million. 38 more at this. I'm not going to say it's going to end up. Who has the leverage here, guys?
Purdy.
Purdy.
No,
He's a starting quarterback.
I literally just told you in terms of money that he's going to make, at this offer, if he accepts it, he's going to make $38 million more.
But what I'm saying is if he don't show up on these tags, where the Niners going?
Exactly right.
You better have a plan. I'm just saying you better have a plan for the quarterback.
Yes, and I agree. But also, would you guys find it disrespectful for this to end up at a Trevor Lawrence level?
No.
How would you feel about that
fine.
for Brock Purdy?
I'm fine with that.
As a player, that's what he should be asking
And
for.
I just told you that's probably where it's going to end up.
Here's
But
the
I'm saying,
dilemma,
we're
Chase.
talking about the offer, Chase, not where it's going.
It's a business, dude.
And it's disrespectful.
Yeah, but, okay, so even if it's
ahead,
disrespectful, hold on, even if it's disrespectful, say you were offered, you know, whatever it was, and you felt disrespectful, you wouldn't walk away from negotiations. It's part of the business.
It's not walk away. It's call us when you're serious. That's what, like, if I walk in there.
They don't have to. They can keep him under contract for the next 3 years. Kyle Shanahan can draft another Jimmy Garoppolo and do just as what he did to Brock Purdy.
Do what you got to do. I'm not showing up. Go ahead, Acho.
right?
The dilemma
you
for
guys
me,
see it?
The dilemma for me, though, Chase, is simple. We haven't seen quarterback contracts leak like this so low on this list. Burrows didn't leak. Remember, Burrows said, I'm not talking about it. He got paid an exorbitant amount of money. Jordan Love, he didn't get offered some below-level offer. He just got paid an exorbitant amount of money. Tua Tagovailoa, we know there was tension there, but Tua missed the season with the concussion. But you go there. Jared Goff, there was no, like, low offer. No, he just got paid a lot of money. Justin Herbert, he didn't have to beg for it. He just got paid an exorbitant amount of money. Lamar Jackson, he is the one.
Yes.
He is the one where Lamar was like, I want, and
He's
again,
his own agent,
he's his own agent, mom's his agent, et cetera. Jalen Hurts had to beg for nothing. So Brock Purdy, even though he's taken them to a Super Bowl, Chase, I'm not disagreeing with you that this is the first offer. What I'm suggesting, and James, you've led me to a point, not only is it disrespectful, it's dumb. Because the Niners did the same thing with Brandon Ayuk. And how did that play out?
Yeah.
Remember, the Niners offered Ayuk a low amount of money, and Ayuk was like, wait, what? And then the Niners said, we're not talking about it anymore. And now Ayuk is like, I want to get traded. He's posting pictures with Jaden Daniels. He wants to go to the Commanders. He wants to go to the Steelers. So not only, James, to me now is it disrespectful, it's dumb. Chase, you might not be wrong in the fact that, like, yo, this is a first offer, but none of these other quarterbacks had to deal with that.
Are you reading between the tea leaves? Don't you think it's telling us what the San Francisco 49ers maybe think of Brock? We don't need you for 55. We don't need you for 60. We can go out. We can find someone else because guess what? We've done it before.
They have.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying there's always a rhyme to the reason on why these things get leaked. You know what I mean? And Brock's like, man, I don't know if I could have the type of success. All I'm thinking about, like, I'd rather pay for Kyle Shanahan.
From an organization standpoint, it's smart by the Niners, but it's disrespectful too. That's all I'm saying.
Give me two things.
What I have accomplished and where I have taken you guys, right? This is a disrespectful offer when you talk about where Kyler Murray and Joe Burrow, and Jordan Love and Tua and Trevor Lawrence has taken. It's disrespectful.
What up, YouTube family? Welcome to the facility. Thanks for watching, and you better be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to get more highlights from the show and all of our exclusive content.